but also to protect you on the field of battle. The shield normally would have deer skin on the back to give it extra padding. Behind the shield, he would carry a concealed weapon, which was often a dagger. This is the typical kind of knight's dagger at the time. Very well made, they've got a leather handle, counterbalance on the end. Unfortunately, many of the Scottish soldiers were quite poor, and they could not afford a sword or dagger made like this, so they used to make their own daggers. They would use a broken piece of sword. What they would use for the handle of the knife is something very common in Scotland. Has anybody know? Well then you man, it's a deer's antler. It's the bottom of a deer's antler. It's easy to find in Scotland. Gives you a good firm grip to the handle for your knives. We have lots of school groups who come to the castle. I always like to ask the children if they know what the handle is made from. One day a little girl says, I know. I says, what's it made from? She says, it's made from an elephant's tusk. I thought, well, I'll have to educate this young lady. She says, please tell me where you see elephants in Scotland. She goes, Edinburgh Zoo. Now, the knife would be held in your hand, concealed behind the shield, used to cut towards your opponent's body. So these are your weapons of your medieval knight: a sword, a shield, and a dagger. A soldier that owned these weapons would have trained for years and years how to use them, and be very skillful indeed. But King Robert the Bruce, King of the Scots, preferred not to use a sword. He liked to use something a bit more brutal, of course, an axe. And the battle axe was Bruce's favourite weapon. As you can see, the axe here is the probably blunt. That's very handy for punching holes in suits of armour. There's a very famous story of Bruce and the axe. It was taking place at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. Earlier that year, King Robert Bruce's nephew, a man called Sir Thomas Randolph, had managed to capture Edinburgh Castle for him. That only left one castle in control of the English, which was Stirling Castle. So Robert Bruce assembled his army and headed off to lay siege to the castle. But the English king, Edward II, heard of this and marched into Scotland to relieve the siege of the castle. And the two armies met upon the field of Bannockburn, just in front of the castle walls. Robert the Bruce was riding along the front line of his men just before the battle began, rallying his troops into combat. One of the English knights recognised the King of the Scots. The English knight decided to ride across and try to kill him. If you look up, you'll see some lances on display at the very top here. The English knight picked up a lance, similar to that, tucked it under his arm, and galloped towards King Robert the Bruce. Bruce saw the approach of the English knight. He sat upon his horse and he waited for him. He waited till the last possible moment. When the English knight's lance almost touched his chest, Bruce pulled his horse over to the side. The English knight missed him and galloped past, and Bruce smacked him on the head with the battle-axe. Hit him so hard he split the knight's head from top to bottom and fell in 2 minutes. Had to breakfast. He broke his axe and made a joke to his army going, that was a waste of a good axe, but not really, for it probably saved his life. So that was the favourite weapon of King Robert the Bruce, the battle axe. But some of the English knights that fought on the battlefield preferred to use something like this, a mace. A big heavy metal thing for smacking people on the head with. You'll notice that it's quite a long shaft, and that's because the knight would be on horseback. They'd be swinging this down to hit the men down below as they rode past. The Scots soldiers used something similar to this, but not quite as fancy. It was actually called a morning star mace. It was called a morning star because when you swung it in the sky, it looked like a star. Here it is here. A big heavy metal ball with spikes on the end. Now how you used this was you had to swing it around your head. You keep it moving all the time until someone came close enough towards you and smack it down towards him. The only problem was if you missed him, by the time you brought it back to swing, someone could have rushed forward and stabbed you. So it was quite rare to use this on the battlefield, but you would use it for jousting. Now, does any of the members of the audience know what a joust is? Anybody tell me? The year. And people would come to see this, and the first test was the test of the lance. They have wooden lances with no points on them. They gallop towards each other and try and knock each other off their horses. But you know, if you actually knocked the man off his horse, that wasn't the end of the contest. It was only over when the man lying on the ground had said he had enough. So you would knock him off his horse, you would jump down off your horse, and the crowd would all be cheering. You'd walk over to where he was lying, and you had to be very polite if you were a knight. You'd say, good sir, I have knocked you from your horse. Do you yield? That meant, do you give in? But if he goes, no, I do not yield, then you had to persuade him to give in. And the easiest thing to do was to go back to your horse and take this from your saddle. We then walk back over and say, if you don't give in, I'll hit you with this. And he goes, okay, you win. Yeah. So much more likely he would use this with tournaments other than the battlefield. But there is one rather nasty weapon that people did here, and it was called a war hammer. Here, a brutal piece of tool that you can see. Well, these bits are fairly obvious what they could be used for, but it's this bit here, this part of the hammer that people find very interesting. If you can't see it, it's almost like a couple of little castle turret. And this has actually been designed for the chainmail. The idea is that if a soldier is wearing chainmail, he's quite well protected. But the war hammer will actually punch through the links of the mail and hit the man inside. So a very effective method it was.
Kakaya ako. Tapos, nandyan yung video. Ay, Diyos ko, mamatay ka sa katatawa. Dati, ano mo, huwag mo ilagay dyan baka mahila nung cover yung ano. Dati ano nangyari? Take timer.